I'm gonna tell everyone right now, if you want to do MMA, you need to work in shit that you don't like. Like, how is it possible you get taken down 25 times? That's just a bad image in MMA. That means that all the years that have been gone through, you haven't noticed that you cannot get away with just being good on one aspect of fighting. Fighting is number one for me right now. But in order to fight, I want to take it seriously. So if I want to take a fight, I need if there's some aspect that is kind of like getting on the way to fighting, I need to get them out of the way. Amateur is your time to build yourself as a fighter. This is where you fuck around and find out. A lot of people, they sleep in their gyms and stuff like that. And then training goes good, but then you don't know what they're fighting when they're by themselves and their thoughts. Just know that you're not alone. Everything can go south completely. But if you have a vision, you have a focus to look on. It doesn't matter what is hitting you, as long as you got that vision set to somewhere. Whatever's happening to you, you're gonna solve everything else that's happening. You're gonna be able to like look forward to that thing. That little space, and that's gonna give you guidance. I don't know about purpose, but it's gonna give you guidance to go somewhere.
Another episode of the Fight Family Podcast, but today we got a really special guest.
Special guest is an understatement, Ryan.
I do think it's an understatement, but let's get the guest announced.
No. Let's tease him a little bit more.
Okay, go ahead.
This guy is what I believe one of the most entertaining guys on the UNF.
Why is he entertaining?
Never a dull moment with this guy.
Why is he entertaining, though? You have any?
So what comes to mind, if I say it, then it's going to give up who our guest is.
That is true, but it's probably time to introduce the guest. Anyways, Diego Sanchez.
Woo! My man.
I think I'm gonna go with other name, bro. I don't like Diego Sanchez. Everyone is that Diego Sanchez?
Everyone's been going at him, like, want to become an honorary Buckner, maybe like Diego Buckner.
Buckner?
Yeah.
Like a quote unquote.
We can adopt you into the family, bro. Like
I'll be
Des
down.
and Al, who work with UNF, also have now decided they want to be part of the Buckner family.
Yeah, I'll be down.
Yeah, so they're now officially my daughters also.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a tat right here. Imagine.
You get matching tattoos.
Yeah, I'll be down.
I like
real brothers.
You'll pick the color though.
No, I think you should make the- By the way, what color is your mic cover? Can you tell?
I don't know, man. Probably. You put me on the spot.
Can you tell what color it is or no?
Remember last time? You got this.
It's purple, I guess. But funny story, before fighting all that, I was a regular kid going to college. I was trying to be an animator. Mind you, I'm 17 at the time. No idea. I was just following what people said, like, "Oh, that's green," and I'm like, "Bet." I was like, "Bet." And then I had a final exam which requires you to blend in color because it was a designing class.
Oh no!
And I'm like putting my soul into it. I really like how it came out. And my professor was like, "But that's not the right color. I think I'm gonna have to fail you." Like, I'm like, "What you mean?" like I put my soul into this. What do you mean?
So did you end up failing because you were colorblind, or how'd that all work out?
I failed the exam, and I almost failed the class because it was a huge part of the class. And I was like, fuck.
That really is one of my favorite UNF stories, right? Like one day we're going to kind of circle back and go over like key moments. But when Ryan told the story about you and your trunk color, that was so
I
classic.
thought Diego hated me. I was like, bro, I've hit him up like twice for it. I'm like,
But no, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but I was scratching my head. I was scratching my head trying to figure it out.
You can figure out, hey, I have a question. How's the coffee?
That's fucking it's insane.
Yeah, but
I really like it. It's super strong, but
is
also
it better than Honduras coffee?
Never.
Honduras coffee is the number one coffee.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Does this Middle Eastern coffee rank number 2 or?
Huh?
Does it even rank?
This was pretty close. I'm gonna lie. I really like the strong flavors.
Okay, so Cody Sessions basically told me this was the best coffee he's ever had.
So we're gonna have to squabble for that.
Yeah. Cody Sessions versus Diego Buckner.
oh, well, what I can't wait is for Diego's next fight to get announced. Not that it's signed yet, but let's talk about you fighting. Your last fight versus Jason Jones. Very fun back and forth fight.
Yeah.
You won by unanimous decision. You had a bunch of crazy throws in that fight. Are you looking to do that every time you fight? What was going on there?
Shit. I'm not trying to look for throws, to be honest. It just happened. It's because Jason is so lanky, so in order for you to move him when you're grappling, you gotta pick them up. But I'm telling you, the two big throws were not planned at all.
Well, I have a picture of one of the throws. Chris, can you show the picture of Diego suplexing Jason? So look at your face, sir. What is going through your mind right then and there?
So at the moment, if you see my head,
Because you look so locked in. I don't know what you're thinking.
bro, that's not locked in. I'm like, that's the face of fucking we ball. Like, I'm already.
Is that good form? Like, are you proud of that? Like, the result was awesome, but is that good form?
Result was awesome.
Okay.
Not what I was looking for. But this is what happened. So if you see my head is on the outside.
Oh, there you go. It's back up.
My head is on the outside.
Yeah.
Usually what I do is left arm goes on the inside so you can put your head on the inside, preventing the ghillie. And I felt Jason going for the ghillie, so I lift him up, but I wasn't trying to suplex him. I was like trying to skirt him, but I don't know what the fuck happened. And I'm like, I just started falling down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it was too late for them to let go.
No, but that
So
was
I
exciting,
just-
bro. The whole crowd roared when that happened, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was probably one of the better slams we've seen in UNF history.
No, it really was. That was a great fight. Super close fight, though. Did you feel like you won it? No problem, no issue.
I think I won round 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That but for the same issue, I feel like the slams were taking away for what I was actually doing. Also, props to Jason Jones. You see him from the second fight to the third fight. You see a brawler, and then when you see him fighting me, he's
technical.
a technical fighter with distance management.
Yeah.
So the moment I saw him throwing the jab, I was like, oh no, I cannot take him lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment, like the first moment he went step jab in with the shoulder, you just need so when you're fighting, even though 2 minutes nothing, I actually believe 2 minutes is nothing.
Yeah.
But when you see someone flinching, you can tell a lot about the fighter. Not necessarily about the technique, but at the fighter. So when you see him like flinching that jab, I was like, okay, now he knows. I need to. But I felt like I do lose second round, I got clipped.
Yeah.
And funny part, that was the first time I ever got clipped. It feels funny. It's like a white flash. It's like one of those lights.
But no, you could tell in the fight you did get clipped with some good shots, but your composure was there. You were locked in. What were your that you said it's the first time you got clipped? What were the feelings, right? Like, oh shit, like I'm in this now, or like what was going on?
Just not everything goes as planned. So if you're able to adapt in the moment, and that applies to life too. If you're able to adapt and like at the moment, you're gonna be okay, you know. So me getting clipped, it was what else can I do? Can I just fall to the ground, or I do really want to win? So it would be the next step. Try to get my composure back on, or just try to go, I call it home, or something where I feel safe. So that's how I reacted. So I was like, if something happens and I don't like it, I just try to go home or try the director where I can control it.
Were you ready for that version of Jason Jones?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
The evolution right now in your game is tremendous.
Props to, I'm gonna say Marcos. Funny part, he hated me when the first time he met me.
No
Like,
way.
I swear,
How could someone hate you?
Huh?
Well, how could someone hate you?
Shit, I don't know, because they suck.
They're jealous, huh?
Yeah,
Why did Marcos hate you, bro? No, I think you want to know why I think Marcos hated you? Because Marcos is a pretty good looking guy, but I think you got some good looks too. So he was probably
Oh my god, bro!
worried about you, bro.
I need to put Uncle Marcos away, bro. He's trying to get everyone TS. Just gonna
Everyone TF with?
TS. You know what TS is?
aunties.
Yeah, aunties. But oh my god, bro.
Shout out to Marcos and the
Shout out.
TS.
Bro, I don't know. No, but he's really good looking. So all the TS are like, bro, he's good looking. Yeah, he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, everybody likes Marcos.
Yeah, he's 75. Leave him alone.
He's old, married with a kid. Leave him alone, bro.
No, but yeah, shout out to Marcos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started training with Marcos. Realistically, MMA, I just been training like under him for about 9 months now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started essentially how I started training with him, it was I went to a grappling class and he was there. And then I told him, yo, I'm getting ready for Royal Combat, which is just like a semi-contact MMA, just to try to get my shit together or try to see how it works.
Yeah, like a little experience.
Like a smoker, essentially, like a PKB.
Yeah, but I think those things are kind of good too, right? I mean, sorry, not to interrupt you, but I think, Royal Combat, they run a pretty classy operation, but the lights are not as big as that of the UNF event.
No, that was not, I'm not talking about, it wasn't even a cage, it's just a little mat, and then, no a head strike, no, like, it's just a PKB, so.
Yeah.
Well, I went to that, and then Marco was like, you know what, I'll help you out. And I was like, oh, that's dope. And then I just really connected with him. There's many factors, like culturally, he's Salvi, I'm Honduran. So we're essentially the same shit.
But do Salvis and Hondurans get
We don't
along?
like each other, bro.
You don't? So Salvi...
But
That's why Marco's hating.
No, but I just say as a joke. But if you see it, it's really... Salvis and Hondurans are the same. They got the same slangs, same foot.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
I think that's the reason we kind of have like a beef. But it's just, for me, I like to take it like a funny beef. I'm like, nothing serious,
Yeah.
Well, Marcos does think the world about you because we had him on our podcast. He thinks you're, one of the guys. He thinks all the guys in the room are good, but he highlighted you as one of the guys he really thinks is the full package and can really get to the top of the sport one day.
I think I will make it, but also I think he needs to prop himself a little bit more because the room he's building is insane. Like, the new generation that's coming that I'm really glad of. I call him something, Mark Sanders. That kid's barely 19, and then the work ethic he got behind, like, and then all the things that he struggles with, bro. For me, that kid is an example.
Yeah.
That kid is an example. And then what I'm trying to say is the new faces that Marcos is creating right now. The talent, and I don't even have to speak. You guys will see it. You guys,
a lot of them are fighting with us now, and you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Matador's been on a good run.
Yeah, you had Christopher London, who was one of our champions, rising star, who's gone pro now.
Shout out London.
Yeah, and then Jonathan is fighting for the title, May 31st. So
yeah. Well, let's talk about some of those fights. They're going to be on UNF 25. You got a couple teammates on there.
Yeah.
Christopher London making his pro debut, which I think it was about time for him to go pro. I think he's ready. But he's fighting a dog in David Rivera. Are you familiar with David?
Yeah.
What do you think about that matchup?
Strike. If it goes to striking, it's just a one-sided bit now. Physically speaking, how many inches does London has of him? That's just one. And I'm not saying striking, but London also can keep up with pressure striking. And I don't know much about David, but David looks like a clean striker.
Yeah.
But in order to fight someone that's tall, because I'm talking about experience, you need to put that pace, that dirty look onto someone who's taller.
Totally.
And you gotta be aware, like, you gotta be fine within yourself that it's not gonna look nice. It's nothing pretty. So just based of that, London's gonna win that side if it goes to striking distance.
Yeah.
Also, I think London, his striking, he just keeps getting better consistently.
He has made a lot of improvements.
Yeah, man, I think this is a very dangerous fight for London, to be honest, because David is just what I think is one of the best guys out there, and he just beat Hamza Trad, who I think is one of the best guys also. But let me say, I think it's also a statement from London that he takes such a tough fight on his freaking debut.
It is a tough match, but Hamza was whooping him. Hamza was like, I'm not telling everyone right now, if you want to do MMA, you need to work on shit that you don't like. Like, how is it possible you get taken down 25 times? That's just a bad image in MMA. That means that all the years of Bowman or all the years that have been gone through, nobody, you haven't noticed that you cannot get away with just being good on one aspect of fighting.
Well, I think you talked about too, like, Ryan, the building the next generation, right? I mean, you have to be very well-rounded. You can't be like beginning of the UFC, right? You could have one discipline and survive in the UFC, right? Now you can't. You have to be so well-rounded. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it really is crazy. And the matchup itself, it's a tricky one because
it is a tricky one, though.
David Rivera truly is one of the top prospects right now. Did just beat Hamza, even if it wasn't going his way the whole time, got the W, right? And that's really all that matters in MMA. Christopher London, on the other hand, is quick, fast reflexes, tall, lanky,
and he's
really so good at range management for his height.
Yeah.
So I can see that fight going anyway. I'm just really excited for that one.
I'm so excited. Well, I'm just like stoked that we have such competitive fights on the card.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It sucks that we're not gonna have Diego on it, but July.
Yeah, why Diego?
Like, that's my fault. Partially.
Blame it on Ryan, bro.
No, I take all the blame over here, Diego. And now that we're brothers, you can give me a little extra more blame now if you want.
Yeah. No, I'll blame myself on that too. It's just a mixture of things. It just didn't make it. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Yeah.
Listen, I think being active is good, but at the same time, you don't want to be overly active. You've got to be ready. You've got to be right in the right mindset, both in the mindset mentally and then physically. You got to be ready.
Yeah, you got to handle whatever's going on your way. So, fighting is number one for me right now. But in order to fight, I want to take it seriously. So if I want to take a fight, I need. There's some aspect that is kind of like getting on the way to fighting. I need to get them 100%. On the way. Don't take a. I mean, out of personal reasons, I would say it's dumb if you take a fight, but also you got some other shit going on. You know, because then
it's hard because how do you balance it, right? Because sometimes life could be throwing shit at you all the time, and sometimes you can't always wait for the perfect moment or perfect timing, but at the same time, you do have to take everything in consideration. Hey, maybe right now isn't the right time, and 2-3 months will be better for me.
But how do you figure that freaking out?
I don't think you can. I think you just have to play the numbers and do the best you can, right? Because
I feel so, but if you act up and try to solve the problem that is getting you away from fighting, that means that okay, now I'm solving. Now you know how to solve it. Now you can put a time frame, and it's like once I fix this, I can now add the other time frame for my fight.
Right. Yeah. But then what if something else comes up you gotta solve?
Because I'll pause that and then I'm already fighting.
Press pause.
Yeah. It's a step at a time. Like how many steps?
Well, I think I talk to so many fighters, right? And I'm freaking blessed. But a lot of you guys are chasing your dreams. Some guys got to work one job and then train every day. Work 2 jobs and train every day. And
bro, that was
other fucking aspects of life, right? Where it's just like, damn, like we respect these guys so much that are committed and grinding. But yeah, I guess it's a hard thing to balance. That's why I respect fighters so much.
I think you've picked the hardest profession out there, if you ask me. Right? Because at the beginning, at this stage, you're only a rising star, so you're not, making money from fighting right now. And then when you turn pro, just the amount of money being made on the pro regional circle is not that great either. It's not until you get to that big show, the UFC or one of the bigger shows, to where it's life-changing for you.
That's actually true. I will agree with you 100% on that. But also, the other thing that I would like to do would be, there's a couple AMI fighters. They train with Ilya. They're making money, insane, and they're still AMIs.
How are they making money? How are they making money?
They do their own stuff. Like
they're a brand.
Yeah, they create brand. They create businesses. It's like
but this is where you look at the Sean O'Malley's, the Conor McGregor's, and I know those are big names, but I think you're really smart because I know we were talking about you working on building your brand, and that's something we preach all the time because you have to be a brand in the cage and out of the cage to move that needle.
And I just recently started figuring it out because I got along with some people and they're like, I was training with them and I'm like, bro, you're dog water, you're dookie. how are you better than me? And I'm like, and then I came to the realization that your skill set on the mat does not translate well to actually selling or creating your own.
You need
brand.
both.
You need both.
You need to be good and you need to be marketable.
Yeah, so that's like going back to new generation. So if you're gonna be a new generation, you need to start building your brand. So for instance, you saw the kid. His name is on Instagram Walla, the welder, who just signed for the UFC and he got a bonus. And he's a welder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That kid is around my age, and then he was, if you go to his Instagram, and then besides the fact that he already made it to UFC really young, he's selling really well. And then a lot of people follow him. So I'm like, bro, I want that. If somebody else is doing it, that means that I can do it too.
It's unfortunate in one way, right? Because in MMA, just the best fighters fighting the best and this and that. But you really got to be able to move the needle with the fans. Fan engagement is so important to the business side of things. Like we as a promotion can't pay the fighters more. We can't do more for the fighters unless we have a huge fan base. That's where guys like Christopher London, I think, is doing a good job building his brand. Yeah. Knife Face, I think, has done a good job.
Knife Face is
funnier than shit.
Bro, look at it. First time I met him, I was like, damn, This guy's on fentanyl or something.
But you look at him,
because he's fully tatted. He got a knife.
But he
But
shows
when you talk to him, it's like he's so sweet. I'm like,
Bro, it's the craziest thing.
Exactly, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that's actually a good brand. And then when you say knife, immediately, especially from the UNF, you say knife. I'm like immediately thinking about knife face. Yeah.
Well, I think he's been successful building that brand, and look, he takes it, which I think you're doing this now. He takes it really serious. So he shows up to content day, dresses in a suit, looks different than he did the time before. Always looking to create good content.
You know who I take inspiration from too? Who? Jason. Jason is funny as
Jason
fuck.
Jones?
Jason Jones.
Listen,
that guy is funny as fuck.
He's also working that angle too. And one thing I like about Jason, if you look at like his fight against Axel dropped up, but he's trolling Axel on social media, doing the memes and doing all that stuff though. So, professionally, I'm like, oh, why do that? But from a promotional perspective, I fucking love it.
Yeah, but that's what you need to. Also.
Listen, I think it's also certain situations. Like Axel didn't say the most nice things about Jason previously. I think Jason's just like, okay, you're talking that shit, now you're pulling out. And then
I think Jason is getting it. I think he's like the meme game and messing with people because he's trying to create more interest in his brand.
Yeah. No, he'll even make fun of himself sometimes. I think it's fun. Like, you like to see people like that.
Well, you look at Jason, he had a viral, he got knocked out. It went viral. He reposts his own knockout going viral and he just embraces it. That's one thing. Whoa, Ryan. That's one thing that I think is just really, really cool. How he embraces it. He's there for the journey. He made one comment. What was it? Something to Axel like, yeah, I've only been finished 2 out of my 4 fights.
That was funny. I saw that whole podcast. That was funny.
Bro, who would say that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I just love it.
Yeah. I take inspiration from him a lot, like really recently. I have a question for you guys. Actually, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, like I think I already, but how does, we're talking about business, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to take in common, but how does like the business idea came up with, and then the other one would be if you guys joined the UFC Fight Pass, will be convenient for you or not?
So you mean UNF or the Fight Family podcast?
UNF.
You want to talk about how UNF came about?
Sure. Yeah. Well, UNF came about is I was trying to figure out what I want to do with my life
because he doesn't know what the fuck he wants to do.
Well, now
he does. I'm sorry. He was lost in life. Trust me, Diego.
So I approached my dad one day, and we were already kind of in the MMA scene, going to events, and we've always bonded over like UFC, mixed martial arts, whether it was like the old Chuck Liddell fights, whatever it was. But as a family, we always bonded over it. So UNF is, I wanted to start a fight promotion. And he wanted to make sure we had our shit together, kind of like a business plan. Just if we're gonna do it, let's do it fucking right. But he was on board, and then we teamed up with 2 other guys that've been in the industry for a while, Steve George. Kris, are you laughing at me? You're not even on the mic.
Kris,
George Basmajian and Steve Bash, and from there he was all in. I wanted to do it, and then the rest has been history.
Yeah, it's a. Let me just tell you, it's a very tough business. I think if I would have known then what I know now, it would have been maybe a little different. It's a very tough business.
But that applies to everyone though. Like
but this is, I think what people don't understand with the fight game, there's so many moving parts to it.
Yeah.
It's the matchmaking, it's the fighters. Dealing with fighters is just really not easy because some are cool, get it and understand what they need to be doing. Others don't send. It's a struggle.
Others don't send you their trunk color shorts.
Yeah, the trunk color shorts because they don't know what color they are. No, but I think it's just really, really sort of a tough thing. You know what I mean? And what was your other question?
Are you guys like, would it be convenient for UNF as a whole join Fight Pass or not?
Yeah, so UFC Fight Pass I think is a cool thing. I think it gets, pretty decent exposure, but there are a lot of rules and sort of regulations that go along with being on UFC Fight Pass. For me, if that opportunity, UFC sort of in flux with UFC Fight Pass right now because their content deal with ESPN's expiring. They may go with Netflix. So they haven't signed any new promotions to UFC Fight Pass this year because they're figuring out what's going on with what their future looks like. For us, we want to take the deal that elevates the brand and the athletes at the same time. So UFC Fight Pass, I think, is really good as far as getting eyes from the UFC. But man, if we could get on something like a Hulu, an ESPN ourselves, or a big streaming platform on our own and look very separate and apart and different from all these other promotions, you know, I would love that. And I really look at some of these other promotions on UFC Fight Pass, and I'm going to be honest, not trying to shit on anybody, but I actually think
them.
No, I don't want to shit
for it, bro.
Look, God bless them. They've got the deal with Fight Pass. We don't. You know, but we're in a really unique situation, Diego, where UNF is self-funded by our family, right? So we fund it. So getting a content deal is good, but we're not desperate for it either, because again, we believe in our vision and how we're bringing up, you know, our athletes.
Yeah. I think you should shut on the other promoters and then do like a 5v5. Bring your fight
Diego,
champion versus our fight champion.
listen,
That'd be crazy.
We've had those ideas.
Yeah, no, we want to, but you know, we get these other promotions and they're like, oh, the best MMA show in LA, the best. You're never going to see us posting that kind of shit on like social media because
You should.
I don't think there's a need.
The product speaks for itself, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. 100%.
Bro, you look at the cards on the rising star level, the quote unquote amateur level, you look at, compare our cards to everybody else's. It's just like, we've got the who's who of the top talent. And these other promotions may have one or two good guys here or there, but the UNF roster, bro, is really deep.
But you can see, like, that's what I already said it, but you can see the skill pool. Like, you guys are doing the right thing. And then by doing the right thing, you the skill pool gets better, and then weight classes get a way tougher. So in order, like, I would rather be a champion for UNF than no other promotion because I know I beat the best in California. If that makes sense.
I kind of feel the same way. And one thing cool, like, so all the emails that get sent to our website, they come to me. So some dude just reached out, hey, I just want to work with UNF. So I hit him up back. I'm like, well, why do you want to work with UNF? He goes, I see what you guys are building. I see that you take really good care of the fighters. You're trying to tell their stories. You're actually building the fighters, which not many other promotions are doing.
Yeah, there's no other rising stars, amateurs that get this kind of that get the promo that we kind of give them, and we're trying to build them. But that's one, it's great for the brand, great, but we truly believe it's great for the fighter, right? And like my dad said earlier, this is the toughest profession like anyone can really choose. Isn't it the promotion's job to fucking try to help these guys and elevate them and do what you can?
Exactly. I really like it. It's like you guys are being the backbone. And then if you're a fighter for UNF, you should be doing more. You like back it up with your own work. That's what I think.
No, and that's why I love like you took the time today to come here and sit down. You came to Content Day. We have some athletes, honestly, bro. Like we've got a really top tier athlete, you know, who doesn't really do much on social media, won't come to content days and this and that. So it becomes very challenging to promote those athletes that won't put that work.
Just imagine this, right? I've had some issues in the past where people are saying we're not promoting them as much as other fighters and whatnot. They don't come to content day. They don't like doing interviews, you know, and they're not putting the work in to get promoted, you know? So it's like, sometimes it's just
and I get to like,
don't get fat.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, you hit the nail on the head, right? If you want to be successful in this game, you got to build your brand, right? Yeah. And the fans just aren't going to build. You have to build it, and then the fans will come.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not there yet, but I feel like in a year I'll be there. Trust me. I think I'm heading the right way. But yeah,
but bro, one thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you know you've got a good story which I want to get into. But you're Honduran, bro. Yeah. Like you can get a whole country behind you.
That's what
I think you should really be focusing on is getting Honduras, the people of Honduras, behind you. To push you.
No, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get. I'm actually from native from Honduras. I came here in 2018. The same situation as Ryan. Didn't know what to do with my life, but the twist is I came to a whole nother country with a different language, and I was like, shit, I don't even know what to do, bro. So I'm gonna give you an aspect. I went in my country. We have strictly university. We don't have college. So when I go to university, they say like you want to be an engineer, right? They give you a whole plan for the 4 years and what classes you need to take on, and you follow that timeline.
Yeah.
When I came here, I was like, I want to be an animator. Bet. And then my dumbass didn't know you need to go to a fucking counselor, and then they make you like a personalized plans. So I go and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take some classes. I took 5 classes. None of them. None of them. And at the time, I didn't get financial aid, so I had to pay everything out of pocket.
Wow.
And that shit was expensive.
I'm sure.
But yeah, that's partly of it. Well, going back to it. Also, being from Honduras, I think that's just that got me into fighting. I'll tell you, since I was a little.
We want to hear it. Give it to us.
I want to hear about those street scraps on the streets of Honduras.
my best friend is from the hood, but at the time, I don't even call him my best friend. At this point, he's family. He's more like a
brother.
Yeah, he's literally my brother.
Yeah.
His name is Alan. So I used to hang out in the hood most of the time. And culturally speaking, right, or like socially speaking, that's the right word, socially speaking. At the time, I'm going to a bilingual school. So it's a private school. I'm learning English there. And then my friend goes to a public school.
Yeah, so you're from different worlds.
Yeah,
very different
socially
worlds.
speaking, like if you put it here, it's like people going to private to like, someone from Van Nuys High School.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I get along with my friends. I'm not getting along in high school because all these people, they all have money and they're like, ooh.
The richy rich.
And I'm like, fuck you. But I couldn't do shit because if they all have money and their daddies are lawyers and stuff, so
Part of the government.
Yeah, so
like
I cannot fight them. So I cannot squabble with them. But so I started going to Adam's place, which is a hood. And as a kid, I remember I used to live in Argentina. When I came there, I was 8 by the time. So I was living with them, and I was getting along with Alan. And then they used to do these mini wars between they call it sectors. So you got sector 1, sector 2, sector 3.
Yeah.
And it was like essentially the little kids fighting each kids from the sectors.
I love it.
And there was like imagine Fight Club. It was a fighting club for kids, and we would squabble up there like 2v1, 3v2s. It was just swinging.
Yeah.
And I remember having the best time of my life.
You loved it.
I loved it.
What was your record in those fights,
bro?
You got your ass beat at all or no?
I lost 4 times. Hey, but they were 2 years older than me. I remember that they were bigger.
They were bigger kids.
But I never done cafe.
No.
But yeah, I was saying before. So I remember, I'll tell you this story. So being with my friend, seeing him grow in the hood, it was like you get used to it. So one day they sent me to get some stuff from the store, like they call it like a convenience store, right? So I was going, but the thing that I had to get, it was far away from the section that I used to hang out. It was the enemy's section.
Enemy territory.
Went over to enemy hood. No.
I was praying to God not to engage not with those kids. I was by myself. So I went and I got the eggs, right? And then when I'm like happy because I got the eggs, but I didn't saw the kids. But on my way back, it was like around 5 p.m. I was like about to get out of the section, like out of the border, call it like that. And then they catch me. It was like, there's Diego, and they start like whistling, and I get surrounded by like 5 kids.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, fuck. I just said fuck, and I'm like, let me put the eggs down. I don't want to get my ass beat when I get home because I didn't get the eggs. So I put the
put the eggs down.
I put the eggs down. I run the fave.
How'd you do?
Huh?
How'd you do?
I was getting whooped.
5 people.
Five little kids. But I remember. I was just swinging like have you seen Mario from Super Smash Brother? I was just swinging like crazy. And I remember being on the ground after like 30 seconds, and I'm like here. And then my best friend, I remember that so vividly. My best friend here, when you go to school in Honduras, you got like three different schedules. You got the 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then you got the 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and then the 5 to 11. And he used to go to the 12 to 5, and I was getting my ass beat. I remember he got out of school, but I didn't know. And then I just saw him running, and I saw everything in slow motion. So he dropped like a drop kick, like some WWE shit.
That's a real friend right there.
Because he saw me getting my ass beat, and then he started running, and then he just drop kicked some kid. That kid went flying.
Nice.
And then I was like, grab the egg. He grabbed the egg.
Diego, you were more worried about the eggs than getting your ass kicked.
because
He couldn't go there empty-handed.
Your mom probably would have kicked your ass if those eggs were broken.
It wasn't even my mom. It was Alan's mom, my best friend's mom, that was gonna whoop me.
So you're talking about fighting in the streets, growing up in Honduras. Like, when did your formal training start?
You want me to be for real? I started at 21.
No shit.
Yeah, I started at 21.
Why?
Huh?
Like, why? I mean, you said you love fighting, but like, why pursue MMA? Like, what was that decision for you?
Going back to kids, I was like, I wanted to do something that I really liked, but I didn't know what I was like. I really didn't know what my skill sets or what I was good at. So I was watching a TikTok. And then on the TikTok, I was just scrolling, like doom scrolling, you know? And then it was this fool. Hey, you want to get girls? Get good at fighting. I was like, I bet.
So you were on the hunt for women. That's why you started training.
Yeah, and now you see me, I'm just cuddling with sweaty men instead of getting girls.
The girls haven't came yet?
No.
Still no chicks yet, huh?
Still no girls.
But so, Diego, what kind of chicks do you like, actually? Because we had Steph on the podcast, and he likes MILFs. He likes the older women. Stefan, the guy that's fighting Knife Face on May 31st.
He was very out there about
he was very honest with his likes. He likes MILFs, older. Like, what's your ideal?
Anything that likes me back? No, I'm just kidding. I like white Latinas.
Yeah.
Like, those are the good ones. They don't got mental.
You don't like the crazy ones, bro?
Bro, no, you like them. I like getting I like getting my ass beat, but you're at the point where you grow up where you cannot handle it. But I'm so dead ass when I tell you, like, I was scrolling on TikTok and they were like, you want to get girls, get good at fighting? I was like, I bet. And then I went to...
Diego's getting his life guidance, Ryan, from TikTok.
I know, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, so I was like... And then I was looking... I just literally went to Google and I was like, MMA gyms near me. And then Hayastan appeared. At the time, I went to Hayastan, but it was too expensive for me to pay. So I was like, I cannot handle that. And then I went to 10 Planet by Night. Shout out Coach Elder.
Coach Elder's a good dude.
Bro, Coach Elder, like, he's so under, bro. His fighting IQ is insane.
Yeah.
His fighting IQ is crazy. But
he was in your corner, right?
He's always going to be in my corner.
Yeah.
He's always going to be in my corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coach Elder. So I went to 10 Planet, and that's how I started training.
Really?
Yeah, my base is strictly jiu-jitsu. And
you so look like a wrestler to me, but maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I
don't know what I'm talking about. Is what you're saying?
Do you not have any prior like wrestling background? Because you have really good wrestling.
No.
Wouldn't you have thought he was a wrestler by his base?
I thought he was a wrestler. That's the problem. What a matchmaker I am.
But I do see why. It just...
Bro, we showed the suplex earlier. What wrestler? Who's not a wrestler who can do that?
I do see why. It just when I started with jiu-jitsu. So when I started jiu-jitsu, I hated people butt scooting and not engaging, just like pushing away. I'm like, bro, you're gay as fuck. My bad.
It's okay.
I was like, that's some bullshit, bro. If you like, this is a combat sport, quote unquote. So at least if you're gonna pull guard, engage. So that's why I developed like this wrestling type of style. And then I met Jimmy. Jimmy is a wrestling coach. There's a school called Birmingham. They're number 20, I think, in the States, or 22.
Yeah.
But the skill pool in that place, you got a lot of like right now their gym, all of them, they're winning All-Americans. They got like 2 kids. They're signed up for Michigan University top 10. Yeah. They got like a lot of world medalists too. So I met Jimmy and I was like, I want to train, and then I've been training under him too for a year and a couple months. But you can see the difference from when I started with him and then to now. I was like, and even now I still keep getting better. My ass I get handled there, and that's why I go so often, because even little kids, Henry, his name, he's going to Michigan. I go with him. He's a 106er. Think about it. There's almost 100 pounds difference between me and him. I get whooped by him. I get whooped. Like I'm like fuck.
I have like a similar story in a sense. Like when we were younger, he got us a private instructor for jiu-jitsu, Cindy Omatsu. Shout out to Cindy. But you know, we're boys at the time. We're like we're growing. We're like, oh, we can beat up any girl. You're bringing a girl to teach me how to do jiu-jitsu? Like, what is this?
Cindy weighs, keep in mind, Cindy weighs about 98 pounds.
Yeah. Bro, when I tell you I've never been more humbled, beat up, or anything in my life, I think that was when I kind of knew, like, MMA, and like, actually, it's an art. It's fascinating and it's crazy. But if you're skilled, no matter what weight class you are, you can kind of handle someone.
Yeah.
But similar thing to me, I was getting beat up by a woman who was 95 pounds.
Hey, that happened. My first interaction also, that's why I like jiu-jitsu. I was going jiu-jitsu. There was this, let's call it, he was an uncle. He was a little older than me. He looked a little 145 at the time. I'm 225 pounds. So I'm big as fuck. And then, and I'm like, you want to roll? He's like, yeah. He goes, blast double me, pick me up, RNC. At the time, I still new, but I was like, you got lucky. You got lucky. Do it again. He did it again 4 times. He did it 4 times. So I was like, damn.
Well, that's a scary thing about today, too. Like, you can't judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? There are some super talented, dangerous people out there that you would never know.
You will never guess.
Are that dangerous.
You will never guess.
It's like me, right? You look at me, you don't think I can.
Diego.
I asked him,
Ask him what his
I
record-
asked him, he posted a story at a gym. You didn't answer, by the way. I hate you.
Sorry.
Come on, man.
Well, now I answer everything. And now we're
He
like
posted a
brothers.
story. I was like, do you train? And I'm like, I mean, I know you know about fighting, but you don't look like you train at all.
That was good, Diego.
No, like,
Matt just,
respectfully.
What video did you see? I'm just curious.
You posted a story at a gym. I was like,
At Matador without saying the speed bag?
no. Just recently, right now on Instagram.
Oh, that one. Oh, no. We're doing a
Classic?
gym highlight. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they were down at Classic Fight Team, but no, I'll get Ryan's back. Like Ryan, like from the time like 5 years old, actually has trained, never competed, gotten in a cage. Well, look, he's getting all puffy. He's like,
I don't know, man. I'm thinking if I should.
Well, yeah,
I was
actually,
thinking if I should challenge Diego to a wrestling match or something.
Ryan actually has some skills as long as keeps it on the ground. I mean, on the feet. I think he's pretty good.
Jiu-jitsu isn't horrible.
You're okay, bro.
I'm not calling. I'm
Your
actually.
arm still hurts to this day, by the
Dude,
way.
yeah, he actually tore my fucking arm.
You're not horrible.
Why we?
Listen, you want to armbar an old guy? I'm like, I'm not even considering
Not when he
uncle
was that
anymore.
old, bro. You used to terrorize us on the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know, he loves the dirty shit, so he'll put your hand behind your back where you can't move. And
That's some old man
Bro,
game.
no,
That's old man jiu-jitsu.
I do the soul old man dirty tricks. That's so me, bro.
Oh my god! Well, you can tell Thompsons. I like to roll with call them uncles. I was running some
Would
uncles.
I be an uncle?
Yeah, for sure,
He doesn't want to call you old, but you call them Unc if they're.
Yeah, unc,
Yeah.
that's the old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go and then they, I always laugh because they always try to get wrist locks. They try to get like these they're like here and then there's a moment they see a Hail Mary and they just whoop, they just go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, listen, we were brought up in a different time, right? There's more brute force and dirty shit where you guys are all about the technique.
No, you saw my last fight. I'm a combination of everything. I'm like last time my last match.
No, bro. One thing I like about you, you're definitely an entertaining fighter. You're not boring.
Yeah,
You're fun.
At least that's what I try. I'm trying to like bring people into the sport a little bit more too. You're a regular Joe. I know my skill set, so yeah, I'm not good at knockouts, but I'll be.
Are you going to add knockouts to your
No,
arsenal?
for sure, 100%.
Now, how are you going to learn to do the knockouts? Are you going to go on TikTok? Or are you
Yeah,
going to
for
listen
sure,
to Coach
100%.
Marcos?
I offer private trainings.
Imagine the Ryan combo.
Yeah, bro. I'll teach you.
Go,
Bro, we've actually I was just kidding. Don't come to me for your striking lessons. But I know a couple things, honestly. I can help you out a little bit if you want. Maybe come over to the crib, do a striking class.
Yeah, our whole garage is set up to work out, bro. We'll maybe invite you over,
I'll be down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually a counter to jiu-jitsu. Like I'm good everywhere. When it comes to grappling, you can put me in a position, I'll be chilling.
Yeah. No, for sure. So we talked about kind of, how you got into fighting, everything. What's next for you? Obviously, we're looking to get you on July 12th, but what are some short-term goals for you within UNF and just your fight career itself?
I actually want to fight someone.
I love
Wait,
it.
is this going to be a call out?
Yeah, I'm going to call him out right now.
Okay.
Like I was saying.
Don't call me out.
Before you do it, yeah, you can't call Ryan out.
Yeah.
Before he does it, Ryan, do you have any idea who this might be?
Absolutely not. But I think there's one fight he should keep his eyes on, but I want to hear his answer first, and we'll get into
Should we, before he says the name, should we have him talk about why he wants to fight this guy? I mean,
give a little backstory behind this.
Yeah, don't say the name yet, but tell us why you want to fight this.
The only reason is because he's a contender. And then when I beat him or when I win, there shouldn't be a doubt for me that I'm the next in the line for the title.
Line. Okay.
Drum roll, please.
What's his name? What's his name? Bansword?
Wait, who?
From Gracie University?
Brendan Farnsworth.
That guy.
Oh, okay. Bro, that would be a good one for July.
Yeah, I want to fight him. I want to fight him because he's a well-rounded fighter.
Yeah.
Like I tell you, if I beat a contender, there shouldn't be a doubt for me for the title.
If you beat a guy like Brendan Farnsworth, you're right there. I think he's, again, one of the top guys out there, super talented guy. That's a big task, bro.
Big task?
Like, I think that's
a tough fight.
That's a tough fight.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
But this is what I like. Like, you're not looking for cans. You're not looking for easy fights.
Yeah, I want to fight him because like I told you, if I beat a contender, it should be because my eyes are on the goal.
Ryan, I would really like to get that fight made and have Brendan and Diego do like the face off. I think that'd be so entertaining because Brendan is such a cool cat. I think you guys would get along really good. But I think there'd be some funny moments between you two.
Yeah, it just it's nothing personal. It just bro, I'm hungry.
Well, I actually like that call out. I mean, Brendan's right there. He's one of the top in the rankings for that weight class or two, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's. I mean, you're doing my job for me, and I love you for that. But I think that's a fucking great fight to make.
Yeah, I think that's a great fight.
I know Brendan. You know, he wants to get back in there soon, but I knew he wanted to take like a couple months off. So
yeah,
hopefully July we can make that thing happen.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else?
Well, you got Fedia Chobanian fighting Isaac Vasquez for the 155 title. You say you have your eyes on that. What do you think about that matchup?
So I don't know.
Isaac, you don't know too much on Isaac?
I don't know too much on Isaac about being a striker, but from what I saw, he's gonna get handled.
Really?
He got taken down by Crick, or wrestling is Dookie.
You really think that?
He's Dookie.
Come on, man. Let's give Greg a little credit. Well, I don't know. I'm just talking about strictly wrestling. His wrestling is Dookie, but that's just one of his best weapons besides the fucking spinning back head fist. That shit can knock out anybody. I don't know how he keeps doing it with that spinning back fist.
Dude, Greg,
he's just good. That's a skill set. It's a skill.
Down.
It's not lucky anymore. That is a skill set right there.
That's lucky.
That's not lucky if you do it. He keeps doing it. So. What?
I'm laughing at his wrestling.
His wrestling's Dookie.
But I'm just being honest. But like, I'm not saying like he's a bad fighter. He just wrestling is Dookie.
No, he has fun.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Isaac got taken down by Cricker. So imagine going against Fedia, who's he's a well-rounded fighter and he likes to wrestle. So guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Unless Isaac put in the work on his grappling department.
Isaac is a young top prospect.
That's the other reason. He's too young too.
Experience plays in, right?
Yeah, but how much can you make up when you're 19? You're not fully grown. You're dealing with adult strength.
You know what this is though for Isaac? I think he has nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Yeah, 100%.
To fight someone like Fed, right? And you know, anyone has a chance to win in this game. I wouldn't even make the match if I didn't think it's going to be competitive, to be honest. Like in the sense of, I don't think Fed's just going to run over Isaac. I don't see that happening. I do see that Fedia has great wrestling, and that could be definitely a path to victory for him.
Yeah.
But Isaac, even though maybe he made some mistakes in the Gregor fight, even off his back, man, he was hitting him with some shots from the top, or some shots from the bottom, some submission attempts. Like, he's good. And we sat down with him at Con today, bro. There's something about him. He's confident, you know what I mean?
No, that's good. Confidence is a big factor.
But it's not a fake confidence.
Cricker shouldn't be a metric, especially because his grappling is good.
Can we stop talking about Gregor? No,
it shouldn't be a metric.
But are you like cheating on Gregor?
Huh?
Because, he's going to fight your
Gregor
teammate?
might call you out after this one, bro.
Yeah.
Who?
Gregor.
What's going to happen? Like, I'll take it. I know.
Well, yeah, but no, Isaac. Well, you should keep your eyes on Isaac versus freaking.
Yeah, Isaac. What the thing about Isaac? We were on the same room one, and then he's really. If you're calm and collected at that age, that means that he got
100%.
That's one thing we talked about. Is like just his composure and like it feels like he's been there before. But he's done it.
That's one of the best thing you can have. Composure. If you're able to keep your composure.
Well, you look at a lot of the top athletes who have lost. Right in the UNF cage, it's when they lose their composure, they get too wound up emotionally and stop fighting, strategically.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. But that's a skill set, especially because he's 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at 19, I didn't have that skill set. So
Bro,
that's the hardest.
have you checked out his ears?
He's been wrestling way worse than when he fought Gregor. His wrestling. He's been working on the wrestling, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if 8 months, whatever it is, 6 months,
so it
can fill the gap.
I just feel like I'll give it to Fedia because the experience plays a big factor. Fedia, how many fights? He got 7, right?
Yeah, I believe he's.
Listen, I think on paper, you have to give it to Fedia. On paper, right? The experience, the pedigree, all that stuff. But Isaac's a special cat, bro. Young guy. That his striking looked freaking amazing.
Oh, his striking looks clean.
Yeah.
His striking
Yeah.
looks
He
clean.
has a nice head kick.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what I love about this game. Like, we could sit here and predict this shit all day long.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen till they get in that cage.
Well, worst sports to bet on.
Yeah.
Fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the unknown, bro.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's crazy, I always bring this up, is like fighting is like everyone goes through a training camp, but the public should know this. But every fighter goes into a fight with little nicks, injuries.
Yeah.
They were sick the week before. No one knows it though, right? Like really what's going on. But that's the crazy thing about the sport. It's like you train 3 months. It's not a basketball season where you got 82 games and you got it's that one night, it's the most important night of your career until that day all the time. It's crazy.
It's crazy to think about like those 8 to 10 weeks. They go out. If you're a pro, just in 15 minutes. If you're Emmy, goes in 6 to 9.
Yeah.
Going back to the injuries, my debut fight, I was fighting when I fought Jalen. I was telling you, I'm a blue collar, right? So at the time I was chipping concrete 5 feet deep, 5 feet long, and then they gave me the wrong equipment, so I had to use a lot of strength. So I had 2 holes right here on the palms of my hand. So on that Jalen fence, I couldn't strike. I couldn't strike nor grab.
Well, shout out to Jalen, but you didn't really need to strike in that fight.
So I was like, I need to finish this match right now, and that was I had a ton of vision, but it was bad.
That's why I wanted to ask you. You seem like you have composure, but so going into a fight, knowing you can't really use your striking, did that add any extra pressure? Were you kind of any more nervousness or anything like that to that fight, or no?
No, it just I just adapted. I need to take like I said it before. You need to take somewhere where you can control it or you can handle it. So that was my whole goal. I didn't even tell Marcos or Coach Elder. I was like, bro, my hands are fucked. I couldn't.
Did you ever think about pulling out?
Huh?
Did you ever think about pulling out of the fight?
Bro, it's my debut. How am I gonna pull out? And then it was a dream of mine to get a fight on. I was like, there was a moment that year where I was like, bro, when am I gonna fight? Like, I'm getting old. And I was like, it's not that I'm super old to the point that I need to stop fighting, but also I'm getting old. And then I started a little late than everybody else. Yeah. So I know what I need to do in order to catch on with everybody else and close the gap. But also I cannot keep letting this go a little further because time doesn't forgive
I think it's kind of
anybody.
like what Ryan said too. It's like you got to know when you need to pull out or where you just got to suck it up and just continue. Just a hard decision.
That was a hard decision, but also I felt like I could like
you were afraid if you pulled out, Ryan was going to get pissed at you. That's why you didn't pull out. You were afraid of Ryan.
I think he's gonna pull guard on me.
He's definitely pulling guard.
The triangle. I'm not pulling no guard. I'm running away. I don't know what you're talking about.
But it's one of those things that I was like, bro, I need to make it done like somehow. Yeah. But that was going through my head. Bro, you know what? I want to talk about an issue that I'm having lately.
Okay, what's the issue having daily? Is it fight related or what?
It is, bro. All these people think I would like. One of my goals is to humanize athletes. It's like, bro, they see me. They saw a couple of clips from the fighting family. Yeah, and they're like, you're famous now. I'm like, what the fuck you mean?
But you know what? It's great because you got the nice setup, the podcast.
No, but I think that's really cool.
Bro, I'm a leverage in that, 100%.
You got to, brother.
I'm like, shit. I'm fighting for you, Nev.
That's right. Listen, you gotta do everything to build your brand. Make the chicks out there think that you're famous.
Yeah, that's the only reason I want a belt. I'm like, I want to win the belt, and then I'm gonna go to the club. Yeah, guess what? I'm the Nev.
Dude, maybe we should just gift Diego a belt, and that way he could just
I have a better idea. No, let him do it the right way.
Not doing that.
When you fight for that championship belt, and if you win, the first girl you take on a date, I'm being politically correct. If you win, I wish the best for you all the time. UNF will cover his first date with the girl that he wants to take on a date once he wins a belt.
So he gets my Amex, is what you're saying?
Yeah, or whatever.
Come on, uncle.
Hey, where are you taking her?
Huh?
What restaurant? Where are you going to take her? Or do you need suggestions?
But I haven't made it so far yet. I'm gonna go on ChatGPT. Plan it for me, gang.
Bro, that's what everybody's doing. Chat GPT.
Bro, ChatGPT. Oh my
I have a question.
Yeah?
100 Diego Sanchez's versus one gorilla.
So we're taking that though.
Yeah.
You are the gorilla.
I'm built like a chimpanzee. And I got that energy when I fight too.
He just strikes me as like you're super strong, like a fucking little gorilla.
Everyone tells me that. I feel me personally, I feel pretty normal.
Yeah.
But Jason said, bro, you're strong as fuck. when we were talking. But it's not.
This guy's throwing people over his shoulder. He's like, oh, I'm pretty normal. Yeah.
But it feels normal to me. I don't feel that strong. But yeah, a couple of times when I was competing in jiu-jitsu, there was one story. Coach Animal, he is my fundamental coach. And I was with my friend Jaden. And then we were doing a competition, a local jiu-jitsu competition. And I ran through like 3 people. I'm on my finals match. And then I'm like listening to, I like to get in the zone, I like to listen to music. So I was getting in the zone, right? And then they tell me, so I go against this guy, boom, whoop him, completely whoop him. But my friends were laughing. I was like, what you guys are laughing about? And he was like, that's because his coach was talking like, oh, that guy that he's going again, he got a abnormal strength. And I'm like, oh, for real? He felt really weak. He was like, yeah, that's why we're laughing.
No, you definitely, bro. You're definitely strong.
What kind of music do you listen to, bro?
I listen to a lot of stuff. I listen to Spanish music. Spanish music got their own genre of music, to English music, depending on how I feel at the time.
Yeah.
Depending on how I feel at the time, yeah.
You into country at all? Huh? Country music or no?
You don't strike me as a country music guy.
Me either.
I don't like country music, but I listen to something similar in Spanish.
Okay.
What if there was like, maybe you were talking to like a white girl and she loved country music? Would you listen to it for her?
I'll do it for the green card.
I love that.
I'll do it for the green card, 100%. Actually, you should do a section. I want to get my, let's do a program or like a dating show. Green card for Diego.
Listen, that's what we got to do. We got to put a segment on how to help Diego get his green card.
Yeah.
Get these chicks to volunteer.
Maybe I'll create a video. We could do something like and about Diego to get him a date. And,
Yeah.
El amor de mi vida.
Yeah.
Love of my life.
So talking about that, going back when you came to the U.S., was it a big challenge for you adjusting to American culture when you came over?
The first 3 years was hard because I had no friends.
That's why I wanted to ask you to. No family, no friends out here.
No, my family was here, but I just didn't have no friends. Just one guy, but he was going to high school at the time. I was going to college, so it was really hard to. His name is Javette. Still supports me. He's like one of my closest friends, or my close friends.
You wouldn't consider Ryan one of your close friends?
Right now, yeah.
We're getting there, right?
Yeah,
I feel like we really are getting there.
We're getting there.
Sorry, keep going.
But don't worry. In order to get super close, he needs to go to open sparring, a Matador.
Okay, just make sure it's like 3 months before your fight at least. I don't want to get you injured or nothing.
Yeah, you should go. It's fun.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna pass on that, man. It's okay.
I let you spar my brother. My brother wants to fight for UNF.
I like that.
He's 14 now, but I'm building him. He's gonna be an entertaining fighter.
Hell yeah.
He's the opposite of me. He's a striker.
I like that. Well, we are going to be building sort of a kids youth program under 18 coming up in the next several months. We'll be making some announcements.
Well, I already got 5 kids for you.
Well, no, that's kind of like what we had talked about prior. Like part of our goal is to breed the upcoming, future, because we feel like in the Rising Stars division now, I think we've done a great job. Several of our Rising Stars now going pro. So now we got to kind of work on the youngsters.
That's pretty smart. So
it was my idea, by the way. If it was smart, it's my idea. If it's not smart, it was Ryan's.
That sounds young though to be your idea.
Damn. Calls me old. Diego.
But that's a great idea. There's like big soccer teams. You guys watch football, soccer?
Oh, well, I know a little about it. Like I'll watch when the World Cup is going and stuff like that.
So for instance, what they do is let's talk about the LA Galaxy. The LA Galaxy got like many divisions according when you're growing up. and then there's some kid going to their club or their youth team,
there's like
and then they build them up.
Yeah.
But they just recently started with that. But that's the big teams they do that stuff. So I think that's a great idea. Imagine you guys create like the next not Connor, but like the biggest next superstar.
Well, look, I think we've already got a lock on the pros. To be honest, we got the best pro talent on the regional scene. You look at our card, May 31st. It's a crazy card.
The thing is, I don't know any of the pros besides Christopher London. I think I need to get.
Do you know what's going on this card, May 31st?
I just saw.
Where have you been, bro?
No, I know. Hey,
are you not?
You know who? I'm a big fan for Robles.
Well, he's on the card.
Yeah, I know. That's the fight I'm watching.
Him versus Albert's gonna be a sick one.
Bro, I've been watching it. I've been getting the pay-per-views on Start Fun.
Thank you for supporting me.
Yeah, thanks for supporting. You're not asking for it for free.
Yeah, no, I've been watching.
But then you've got Jeff Craig versus Chris Alvidrez.
Those are two new guys that are fighting for you, making their UNF debut.
But Jeff Craig's, I think, fought LFA, some other organizations. Alvidrez fought other organizations and Karate Combat. Two big names going head to head.
It's not.
Bro, there's
some
good fights.
But you do bring up a good point of like, LA Galaxy, how they have the youth program. They build them up. All the Rising Stars are getting built through us. So everyone's going to know you guys from your first Rising Stars fight to when you fight for pro titles or until you go to the UFC. So I get what you're saying. That was a model we came up with and we wanted to do.
Yeah,
I remember when we first started, there's always these talks about like how much you put into the Rising Stars and this, that. And we're like, dude, we're investing everything into the guys that are going to, building them up from the ground up.
Yeah.
So
it's really cool. Like Desmond Alvarado will be making his pro debut with us May 31st. And, he's been with us all his AMI fights. He fought internationally, won gold. So it's kind of exciting. We gotta turn the next chapter of this book.
Yeah, I'll be fighting. I'll be fighting here. Yeah, that's like I don't.
You better be. Where the fuck are you gonna go, bro? We're not gonna let you go anywhere, Diego. Hey, we're gonna sign you to a lifetime contract. Make him sign now, Ryan.
On some face shit. But yeah, I think I'll in the near future. I think myself, I'm gonna take some time in order because I need to work on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but bro. Amateur is your time to build yourself as a fighter. This is where you fuck around and find out.
That's very, very, very
After
true.
around and find out. I love that. Well said.
And a lot of people think about the age thing, and you got to be like, you have to be worried about the age, right? You don't want to be too old before you turn pro, but I really believe in getting all the right experience, doing it right when you're a rising star. Because if you go pro and you can go on a year and a half run where you're not getting too injured, you can fight every 4 months, and you're getting W's, but you're getting the UFC in a year and a half. Right? Like, as long as you execute properly. So now, if you don't take the time in the amateurs, don't face all the not the toughest tests, but challenge yourself. Make sure you see it before you go pro. And then you have a hiccup when you go pro. Mm-hmm. That's adding 6, 8 a year, right? Like 6, 8 months or a year.
Yeah. So this is the time. This is the time I want to be really active.
That's why I love the Isaac Vasquez taking the Fedia fight. It's like, first of all, he has a chance to win. He could get through it. Now, if he does that, like, what does that do for his confidence? What's it, the experience factor?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Because you got guys that go 7-0, 8-0, but haven't fought maybe a top 20 guy in the state, which you kind of need to see before you go pro.
Yeah, I hate to see those padded records. I think we sat down with Arshad, who's fighting for the Rising Stars Bantamweight Championship, and he said it the best. He's like, man, now is the time. I'm not rushing it. I want to get all the experience now. Why, wins and losses don't matter as a Rising Star, because when you go pro, it really does matter.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, you're bound to lose because you're fighting the best in the world.
But I think
when you go pro, but when you're an AMI, build it up, man. Come on,
but it's so much better to lose and experience adversity as a rising star, as an amateur, before you go pro.
And then also, other thing that I'm gonna do, I would say is like not only do amateur fight, do grappling, do PKBs, do as many as you can. You build it up. Look at GSP and Demetrius Johnson. They were doing shoot boxing. They were doing shoot boxing for every other month. Yeah. And they were doing jiu-jitsu competitions. So just keeping that like being active. Now, if you got pocket problems where you're gonna have money, go hit up tournaments or like super fights. They call it. You know what a super fight is?
Yeah.
And then they're for free. Might as well just do it, and then get the experience on.
No, 100%.
It's a tool set that you actually to build you up.
Yeah, I think experience is hugely important in this space.
Yeah, for 100%. But everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, my only reason to fight is girls. So
How's that going for you?
Well,
so
no, I
far?
want to bring up something. I mean, we're getting inside on your mindset. I know you're a hard worker, but for someone who started at 21 to progress how you have, to have the wrestling skills you have, all that stuff. I mean, it can't just be the girls that's motivating you, bro. It has to be a better future, you know, making money. Because no one does this good just for girls, man. Well, maybe they do. I don't know.
To me, I'm dead ass. I always had a competitive nature. I played football, soccer all my life, where everyone, and I was really competitive, but it was a really team-based sport, and I play as a left-back defense. That was my position. But I was really, really competitive, and then when we were losing, I really felt like the need in order to put the team on my back, whatever that was, and then I just kept that competitive nature. So, for instance, going back to I was training jiu-jitsu a month and a half in. I went to my first competition, got second place. Think about it. I'm fat as fuck. At the time, I'm fat. And I'm competing with these older guys who were like mostly like Army vets, Marine vets. They're like jacked. They're like juicing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people looking down on me because I look like a little chubby Pac-Man boulder type of guy. And I'm running through these guys. I was being, the first 30 seconds, they whipped me around. But after that, I just kept that pace. Boom, never stop moving. So that competitive mindset, or like just not, it sounds like you, but just, I don't like losing knowing that I have a lot in me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So if I know I got a lot in me, I don't like losing. But if I lose, but I knew that I used everything that I have, I'm fine with myself. That's a win for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming from a place where I was like, I really doubted myself a lot as a kid. Like, even though that I was fighting a lot, I got bullied in high school. And it was because of the fact that I was, I don't know, strong or different than people. So I was like really socially rejected.
Yeah.
And that kind of like, it built me to the point where it was like, I don't like feeling rejected or people looking down on me. I'm still dealing with it. I need to like, because sometimes it backfires, but that thing is like kind of like drives me too at the same time. Yeah. So I'm trying to find that balancing where I can use it conveniently.
Yeah, I always say the best revenge is success.
Yeah.
You know, so those motherfuckers that bullied you and talk shit to you and talk shit to others, best thing that people can do is just be successful and show them that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
It's crazy, man, because I always felt like myself. When I am right here, this is me. Or this is partially me.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a facade. And then it's really hard to deal because a lot of people, they were like saying hi or like giving me like congratulations. And I'm like, I'm not used to that. Mm-hmm. But besides that, it's like, didn't you motherfuckers were talking shit about me? Or like, where was
Bro, they love you when you're up, they hate you when you're down. I was like, welcome to life.
Yeah, but where was all this love when I needed it? When like after training session, driving on my car, feeling alone and then not knowing
nobody's there was gonna work. But you know what?
Fuck you.
One thing I want to say is like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, and that's where you guys, this mindset needs to come. Like, who cares if it's haters, lovers, whatever? You just need to have your family and your inner circle. Yeah. And those are the only people that should really matter. And I think, unfortunately, especially with social media, we all get wrapped up in, you know, the likes and the comments and all this. And really, none of that really matters, Diego. It's really just about you, your inner circle, and who you are as a person.
Yeah. I actually like that idea. But also, one thing that I'll say as a fighter, and then like, if anyone, the UNF family or a fighter is going through it, talk to me. Because other thing that I'm really fighting against and I don't like is I'm a fighter, right? I shouldn't have emotions. No, it's dead ass like that. Like, aren't you a fighter? I'm like, bitch, I am, and what? Like,
but you're a human.
No, I'm a human
being.
And fighters probably go through a lot more mentally challenging stuff and situations, and the grind is a lot harder than what other people go through, right? Where they really need the most
you guys
support.
Are fighting for so much more, and I think, and again, man, I didn't always believe in mental health. I didn't. I firmly believe in mental health now. Like all these challenges that people are going through, and
bro, it's
real.
It's really lonely, and then that's what I like. I think that's why I like also train with Marcos, because I don't see it nowhere else. Or like, when you're training and then there's life shit happening, and then Marcos goes and he gives you an advice, but also he's like he doesn't he's
Yeah.
how can he leads by example, but also there's some people they take their coaches as like absolute beings and stuff like that. But Marcus doesn't do that. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, I fucked up here, and there. This is what I do. This is what I would do now. But also find it out yourself too. And this is what that's what I feel like a lot of young fighters and fighters in general need to work on, because it's not even age. It's just a mental thing you got to deal with. Like, for instance, one of the worst part is, like they said, you have a good ass training session, but then you're driving back home and you feel lonely as fuck, because that's it's a sport where it's mainly men's, and then men loneliness is an actual thing now. And bro, I met a couple people who were losing their shit and they stopped training and they started like going into back coping mechanisms. So I'm like,
I had a call with a good friend of mine. He's an investigator in Chicago yesterday, and he was talking about the whole mental health thing. Like, he trains. He's at the gym, and one of the strongest motherfuckers, solid dude, actually broke down at the gym. Broke down, started crying, talking about how he's struggling with all this shit, right? And this, I think what you're bringing up is how important it really is to have a good support network.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a guy like Marcos is just really important, because he's invested in you and he cares, you know?
yeah, no, exactly. That's what I really like. So for instance, I don't know here, like, not me personally. I'm willing to do it, but a lot of people, they sleep in their gyms and stuff like that, and then training goes good, but then you don't know what they're fighting when they're by themselves and their thoughts. So just know that you're not alone. And then I like to think about it like many everything can go south completely, but if you have a vision, you have a focus to look on. It doesn't matter what is hitting you, as long as you got that vision set to somewhere. Whatever's happening to you, you're gonna solve everything else that's happening. You're gonna be able to like look forward to that thing, to that little space, even though that is just a moment. That little space, and that's gonna give you guidance. Not, I don't know about purpose, but it's gonna give you guidance to go somewhere.
Right.
So you guys are calling me uncle, right? 'Cause I'm old, right?
Could call you grandpa too. But
Well, you can, because I am a grandpa. I think what people have to understand too, Diego and Ryan, like, life is not perfect, right? Life is these constant struggles, these ups, these downs, these ups, these downs. And I think the problem in today's world, everybody looks to social media as that's what life is supposed to look like. On the sandy beaches of Turks and Caicos, smiling, money, nice cars. That's not reality.
No.
Reality is that life is fucking hard.
It is hard. It is hard. But if you know that it's hard, might as well have fun with it.
100%. You got to make the most of life.
that's I think the point of it, right? Make the most of it.
It's okay that it's hard, but
We're all gonna go through shit. You know, shit's gonna go bad, but control, like you said kind of earlier in your fights, control what you can't control with what's going on. Have the best energy and possibility.
yeah, I always laughed. People look at our family. Oh, you guys are so well put together. Oh my god.
Bro, no, it kind of gives me advice. You guys look really functional.
Well, we're functional.
We are, but if you truly knew what things were going on behind the curtain, it's far from perfect. You know what I mean? And so I think, going to your point, everybody's struggling. Everybody has challenges. But I think having the comfort to share it with others, I think, is really important.
I think that's what I'm gonna start doing, because at least I'll talk about it myself, and then hopefully people feel comfortable talking. But yeah, I was like, that's one of the things that I hate. That it's not even a pet peeve. I just straight up hate it when people put me in this like.
You're a fighter. You're a badass.
You're a badass, and then they see the highlights from the UNF, and I'm like, that's partly me. That's like 70-60% me. But also I got some other shit
The
going
highs are
on.
high, the lows are low.
Yeah,
Like, there's low points of life.
And it hits you hard. It hits you hard, but it depends. Like I told you, if you how to handle it, and then.
But I think you hit on something. Handle it, right? You've got to handle your business.
Yeah.
Like, if you've had these trials, tribulations, and these hardships, you got to do your best just to face them head on.
Yeah.
Because once you do that, then you get over it. Then it's on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, handle it. But also, if you need to cry while handling, cry it. If you need to scream. There's this stigma of not, like, it's bad to have emotion. I'm like, bro, that's what makes a human being. That's what sets us apart from animals.
I'm so emotional. I've actually like teared up a couple times on our podcast.
Yes, he has.
No, like I'm like that, but I actually agree with you. I think it's okay to have emotions. Doesn't make you weak. And I think sometimes that's a cleansing process if you can get out the negativity.
Listen, I think you're stronger if you can be real with yourself, right? Because I think we're all human. We all get emotional. Some people like to put up this wall, right, where they're not facing what they're really feeling, and you don't get it out there, and that's sometimes tougher than putting up the wall and just not fucking dealing with it.
And then there's so much you can do. Like I was part, like culturally speaking, I'm Hispanic. You're like, yo, you're a macho man. You gotta use it.
Yeah, don't cry.
You shouldn't cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So breaking that.
Is that the machismo? Is that what it's called? Or, no,
I don't think it's.
I'm not using the right.
No. It's machismo. Machismo is more like a way of living. You don't see it anymore. It's mainly extinct, right? But I think it's generational curses that nobody has taken the chance to look back and break it. So, for instance, I come from a dysfunctional, functional family. No, I'm dead ass. I got 11 siblings.
No way, 11?
Yeah. And we get along. We all get along. But me looking back at it, like, I understand my dad and my mom and my dad and everybody else's mom did their best in their own way, but they didn't realize it. So I'm like looking at this and I'm like, bro, I need to be able in order to break those generational curses.
Yeah.
And then also that's why I look up to you guys. Even though you guys got your problem, you guys like got a good family business, and then you guys are human. I know you guys have their own issues and problems, but you guys solve it as a family. So it's something that I look up to. It's something that I take as an example too.
Well, I think that's important to us, and it definitely is fulfilling, because running UNF and doing what we do is not always easy, but I always tell them what fulfills me is these moments, like dealing with the fighters, making a difference in the fighters' lives. Because that's one thing too, like we've always believed in showing love and respect to the athletes to build them and build together. So I think we've worked really hard to do that.
Yeah, no, I think that's the foundation for any relationship, respect and love. If you do it out of those two principles, I think everything else is going to be good.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I respect you. I kind of love you, kind of, sort of.
What do you mean, kind of, bro?
Listen, you were dissing Ryan. You want to beat up my son. You're like trying to get him to come.
Wait, I thought you would love that. You guys dissing me all the time.
Oh, I'm very protective over Ryan. So, you got to give Ryan a pass of coming down to
No, come on, bro. I can handle this guy.
You'll spar my little brother. I'll get it.
No, I don't want problems. No.
That would be bad if you get like beat by what, 17-year-old? You said?
No, he's 14.
14. I'm sorry. Can you imagine getting tossed up by a 14-year-old? Wouldn't be.
Honestly, I think if I were to get back in the gym, I've been in the gym recently, but like 3 more months just to get my cardio up, I'll be fine against a 14-year-old. Okay. Like I'm not gonna say I'm gonna win, but he's not gonna like school me. I got like 10 years of training under my belt, if you really think about it. I was a blue belt at jiu-jitsu at 16 years old, right when I could get it.
I don't know about that, gang.
Well, don't you know? Okay. Maybe we'll put this to the test. What's the date today? Hold on. What's the date? Today is May 7th. Okay?
Okay, let's see. What's my phone?
I don't want to do August 7th. That's be around my birthday, so I might have a little fun. August 15th. So, September 7th.
Mine's the 23rd. What's up?
Are we going to do something for our birthday together?
Bet.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Bet.
Does that include my American?
Of course it is.
Oh, you guys are.
If Diego's going, you got to pay for it for sure.
Of course. Hey, make sure there's a girl with a green card for me.
We're gonna work on that, bro. I think that should be like the caption of this thing. Looking for a green card.
Imagine, that would be crazy. You'll make my day.
It's making me think we start new.
Listen, we should. UNF has about 148,000 followers. We should post that on UNF. We've got to be able to find one, bro.
Yeah.
I think we can find one. Remember, hey, just put good looking. The only thing, I'm 5'7", but don't worry about it.
We'll put 5'10".
4'11", just in case.
Oh man! So, Dio, what else haven't we covered that you want to talk about, bro? This has been a great sit down, man.
No, this is a great fun. Like this, I had fun. Like I really had a lot of fun. That's like I said it before. That's my number one thing. I want to be happy, and then happy comes with a lot of like stuff out there. But yeah, and I really had a lot of fun. It was a nice experience, and I'm really thankful to you guys because you guys are building me up as well too. So on my own way, I try to repay everyone. Like,
You already repay us, man. Thanks for taking the time coming here.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great episode today. It was
and I want to thank you for bringing up the whole mental health thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong message to send. We work with our partner, Nick Morgan, who runs a mental health and addiction facility, working on that. UNF is also supporting a boxing event that's going to be held later this month, focusing on mental health. So if you want to come to that event, I think it's going to be at the Avalon, right, Ryan? It's the week before.
Yeah.
It's a May 24th, I believe.
I'll be down to know.
But it's a boxing event geared around building awareness on mental health. So that's a topic that's kind of near and dear to us.
Yeah.
So.
And then I just want to say, follow me.
Where can they follow you, Diego?
Instagram mainly. That's where you're gonna see me. I go under Diego_XVII. Ramen numbers.
All right. Now the women that are applying for the green card application, should they hit you on Instagram too?
Hey,
or is there
wait,
another way?
I'm gonna put
or can they get you on Tinder, Grindr?
I don't do Tinder.
This, that, the other thing.
I don't do Tinder.
All right.
Okay.
Knowing all your dating apps.
Diego.
I'm gonna put a link, a Google Doc for a application.
Yeah, have your whole bio out there.
Imagine
your 5-year goal, your 10-year goal.
Yeah, I'll be for it.
Yeah. We would love it. And maybe we'll post the requirements for the application.
Just let me back. That's all.
Only requires U.S. citizen, right? At this point?
Yeah. It has to be a U.S. citizen, bro. Or at least a resident so I can get a green card, bro.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
We gotta hustle.
All right, Diego. Well, we're looking forward to getting you back in the UNF cage. Hopefully that's looking like July, something like that. We'll definitely put the word out to Brendan Farnsworth, see if he's up for that one.
Yeah,
Is there anybody like that's number 2 after Brendan if we can't make that happen? No?
Anyone on 155. Anyone on 155.
Anybody can get it?
Yeah. Anytime, anywhere. But
If we can't find your point, you think we can get Ryan down to 155? Maybe
how
you
much
guys
you
can.
weigh?
Fuck, like 190. I could get to 155 with the right, 6 months from now. Probably.
You had the frame of the 45.
You think I can be a 45er?
You think you can be a good 45er?
I'd be a problem at 45. Okay, I'm just kidding. And guys, everyone listens to podcast. I don't actually think I'm a great fighter or anything, but I could probably hang with Diego's 14-year-old brother. Probably.
Yeah. You're lucky. You're lucky.
What's your
He's a
brother's
promoter.
name, bro?
Luis.
I think you need to put Ryan in check.
Oh,
Luis, come
main
get
event.
him. Main
November.
event. Ryan versus Luis.
Guys, I'm just kidding. I don't want problems.
It's gonna be on Twitch.
Awesome.
All right, Diego. Well, thanks you. Love you, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks, Diego.